It is a big ass tank of fuel on top of a motor, which is, you know, 175 degrees, strapped between your legs. What is up, everybody? How's it going? How's it going? I went for a ride the other day with a friend of mine, and 4 times I got stopped. Like, we went and got, you know, talked to a guy, or a guy came up to us, talked to me, oh, you need to change that, or you need to do that, oh, that's unsafe, oh, that's unsafe, oh, my friend, you know, my friend got into an accident because of this. Went somewhere else, got dinner, guy 3 seats down from the bar from me goes, hey man, you know, my friend had that problem with, you know, da 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 da, you really should change that. Mind you, at the point, my rear tire right now has just hit the wear marks. Like, it is low, I understand that. I have one waiting for me, it's not a problem. Constant, everyone, you know, you go somewhere and somebody has to come up to you and say, hey, you know, be careful on that thing because a buddy's friends, cousins, sisters-in-law, once removed, you know, acquaintance got in an accident one time and oh, it was really bad. Or, you know, like, we don't need to hear that. If you're somebody who's just driving by and you see a motorcyclist, you do not need to walk up to them and say the most negative thing you possibly can. Hey, this person I knew at one point that knew somebody else got in a really bad accident on a motorcycle. Okay. Do you walk up to everybody driving and say, oh my god, did you see the person who split their car the other day and died? No. You know, I understand most people aren't doing it to be rude or be mean or like try and shove it in your face that they're dangerous. Inherently, we know motorcycles are dangerous. It is a big ass tank of fuel on top of a motor, which is, you know, 175 degrees, strapped between your legs. There is nothing about this that is inherently safe. 2 wheels instead of 4, nothing surrounding you. We know. Everybody who rides a motorcycle knows. This is not the safest thing you can possibly ever do. We're not doing this to be safe. We're doing this because it's fun. We enjoy it. This is something that's a hobby, you know, something that's just like what we like. I don't need to hear about every negative. Put in the comments below, vote, do you believe? Ah, she actually did. I was going to say, vote, do you think if the bicyclist will actually move over? But she did. I'll have to put a little gap there and let you vote. But, you know, it's just like, we don't need to know every super negative story you've ever heard about a motorcycle. We know. I've heard them all. Over the last 5+ years, 31,000 miles now that I've put on this bike alone, I have heard every negative story. Oh, you shouldn't speed on that thing. It's, you know, that's what hurts you. You shouldn't do this. Oh, people are stupid. You need to watch out. Oh, my friend got into this accident because he was doing this or because somebody was doing that. Like, no shit. Everyone knows that. I can't see. I'm blind. I was legitimately blind right there. But like, we know this is dangerous. We know this is not the safest form of transportation ever. We do not need to hear it. It's one of those things that you do not need to walk up to somebody and tell them the worst possible outcome of them doing something. Hey, you're riding a motorcycle, so I'm going to tell you the absolute worst thing that can happen to you on that motorcycle. No shit. Everyone knows it's not the safest thing in the world. Move on. I know, a lot of people aren't doing it to be mean, aren't doing it to be, you know, an ass and rub it in your face that, like, something can happen to you. They are just trying to be nice and say, oh, you know, be careful, please, my son got in an accident, or my friend or buddy, whatever. Like, I get it. I understand the sentiment behind a lot of things, but it's just, you don't need to, like, throw it out there every single time. Like, the amount of times I've heard that while putting around, you know, like, yes, it is dangerous, I get it, but you don't go and tell people, like, oh, it's snowboarding, do you hear about the guy who broke his back because he just hit a tree? No. Like, there's no reason to tell people the absolute worst that can happen while they're doing something. If anything, all you're going to be doing is now thinking about that situation instead of what you're actually doing. Like, I get it, some people are trying to be nice, other people are just being stupid and like have to tell you the worst thing ever possible, because that's who they are. Their glass a quarter full, and you know, nothing's ever good enough. But just, if you see somebody on a bike, tell them to be safe. Don't tell them some super sob story, some negative bullshit. Just move on.